Picture this. You're standing right in front of her. There's no touching, no flirting, no trying to force anything. You're simply talking. Yet somewhere in the silence between your sentences, she starts feeling something she can't quite put into words. Most men never realize why a woman can become drawn to a man's voice rather than his face, or why his words can leave a stronger impression than his appearance. That's because attraction doesn't start with beauty. It starts with the feeling of being understood. And when the right compliment is delivered with genuine intention, it doesn't simply flatter her ego, it reaches directly into her heart. Welcome to Psychology of Desire. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, because what you're about to learn goes far beyond ordinary dating tips. This is about emotional strategy, psychological connection, and the subtle ability to awaken feelings inside a woman that she simply can't ignore. Here's the truth. Every woman has heard endless surface-level compliments. You're beautiful, I love your smile, you look incredible. Those words become little more than background noise. Almost as soon as they're spoken, they begin to fade away. But some compliments are different. They're rare. They don't disappear. They stay with her. Hours later, they still echo in her mind. She finds herself replaying your voice when she's alone, long after the conversation is over. That's where genuine attraction begins, not during the moment itself, but in the emotional echo that remains afterwards. A meaningful compliment isn't about pointing out how attractive she is. It's about making her feel genuinely understood. Women don't fall because they're admired. They fall because they feel recognized. When a man notices something that everyone else overlooks, he unlocks a doorway into her emotions. And once you've crossed that threshold, she'll never see you in quite the same way again. Before you ever give a compliment, there's something important you need to understand. Women are incredibly skilled at reading emotional signals. They can sense your intentions almost instantly. If you're complimenting her just to impress her, she'll hear it in your voice. If you're looking for validation or approval, she'll feel it in your energy. But when your compliment comes from sincerely noticing something uncommon, authentic, and deeply genuine, that's when her emotional walls begin to soften. Not because she consciously decides to lower them, but because authenticity naturally slips past the mind's protective barriers. Imagine this. She's telling you about her life, her dreams, or something that's deeply meaningful to her. Most men are busy looking at her lips or admiring her hair, but you're truly listening. You notice how her voice becomes softer whenever she talks about something she genuinely loves. You catch the sparkle in her eyes as she recalls a treasured memory. You recognize the small laugh she gives, not because something is amusing, but because she's trying to hide just how much it truly means to her. Then, when it's finally your turn to speak, you don't compliment her appearance, you compliment who she is inside. Here's the real secret. A woman doesn't fall for the man who constantly reminds her that she's beautiful. She falls for the man who helps her forget every moment she ever doubted her own value. And the first compliment capable of doing that is the one that reveals something about her that she never expected you to notice. Not her beauty, not her clothes, not her appearance, but her presence, her depth, her heart. Women spend their lives surrounded by men who only notice what's visible. The man who notices what's beneath the surface becomes the one she can't stop thinking about. So, before we move into the very first compliment, remember this. Your goal isn't to make her like you. Your goal is to create an emotional experience. You're giving her a feeling she never expected to have. And once a woman experiences something powerful while she's with you, she'll naturally begin searching for the source of that feeling, even if she doesn't realize she's doing it. The first compliment that quietly causes a woman to fall is the one that speaks to her identity. Not the version of herself she shows the world, but the person she truly is beneath it all. Every woman carries two versions of herself. One is visible for everyone to see. The other remains hidden. The moment a man notices that hidden side, she feels seen in a way that's both vulnerable and irresistibly attractive. Imagine she's smiling, talking, perhaps sharing a story she believes is insignificant. While everyone else only hears her words, you notice the meaning beneath them. You simply say, "You know what I've noticed? You care deeply." Even when you don't say it openly, you feel everything on a much deeper level. She won't expect those words, not from you, Not from anyone. Because that compliment isn't about her appearance, it's about her essence.